And we haven't even gotten to the environmental stuff yet, where they are going to impose additional costs on you, beginning at about $3,000 a family, through the phony global warming issue called cap and trade, which I call tax and kill, to massively increase the cost of producing energy in all of its forms and passing that cost on to you as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask you this. To what end are we doing all this? Why are we destroying the most progressive, in a positive way, modern, advanced, wealth-creating engine the world has ever seen? Why are we regressing? Why are we throwing back? Why are we adopting failed models? Because the people who are in charge of our government are the worst kind of ideologues. And I'm talking in particular to you young people. You people in high school, in college, young people with new jobs, just getting started, young families. You will not know the liberty and prosperity that my generation has known and the generation before me has known. You will not know it, thanks to the actions of this president and this administration, who too many of you think is cool and neat, historic. There's nothing historic about this. This is a disaster. The VAT tax is a tax on what it's a tax on is every economic transaction, ladies and gentlemen. Every economic transaction. They're talking about maybe 10% tax. So they want to limit your carbon footprint. So they want to limit the amount of wealth you can create. They want to limit how much you can eat. They want to limit how much energy you can have. They want to limit the size of your car and your home and eventually your family. So they want to make you poorer in many ways on many levels. And then they want to tax the hell out of you. Every time you move, every time you're involved in a transaction, the government will be there. Peter Orszag, he's really a detestable person. The OMB director. He's hired a prominent VAT advocate to advise him on health care. Ezekiel Emanuel, brother of White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel, and author of the 2008 book Health Care Guaranteed. Meanwhile, former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Volcker, chairman of a task force Obama assigned to study the tax system, has expressed at least tentative support for a VAT. The Washington Compost goes on. The surge of interest in a national sales tax is testament to the extraordinary depth of the nation's money troubles. While some conservatives have long argued that a consumption tax would provide a simpler and more efficient alternative to the Byzantine U.S. income tax code, this time it's all about the money. Look how this reporter, Lori Montgomery, is a propagandist for this tax and this administration. No conservative has argued for a VAT tax without eliminating the 16th Amendment in the federal income tax. None. None that I'm aware of, and if they are arguing for it, in my humble opinion, they're not conservatives. So that 95% of Americans are going to get a tax cut was a flat-out lie from day one, and it continues to be a flat-out lie. They are going through our economy, as I've said before, like Sherman through Atlanta. And as the economy goes, so goes your liberty. The government gets bigger, the government gets more powerful, the government gets more intrusive, and you get smaller, have less say in the government, and have less say in what goes on in your own personal lives. I tell you, folks, and I'm not just talking to conservatives and libertarians and Republicans. You other people better wake the hell up, and you better wake up fast. Because otherwise, when you do wake up, it may be too late. And you'll be looking around wondering, what the hell have I done? So far, you've done a lot of bad. We need your help. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
upset some people out there, and I know I will. But I am proud to announce, thanks to you, this magnificent audience, that Liberty and Tyranny is again #1 on the New York Times best-selling list. That will make it 8 out of 9 weeks. Thanks to you. And there's so much in there that relates to what's going on here. I just want to spread the word as fast as we can. I just want people to understand what's happening to them before one day they wonder what the hell just happened. Your government is going to steal your health care policy. Your government is going to take away your ability to have cheap and plentiful energy. Your government is going to prevent you from choosing the type of automobile you want. Your government is limiting the future choices and opportunities of your children and grandchildren. The government is going to increase taxes on everything you do, every transaction you're involved in. The government is now insatiable. Its power is insatiable. Its appetite for your money is insatiable. All the taxes you pay, far short of what they want and they need, and they plan to get it. We'll be right back. Sometimes it's necessary to go back to our founding document so we have a mooring, so we understand how far we've spun out of control today. The Declaration of Independence, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You see, the founders believed, and the conservative agrees, in the dignity of the individual. That we, as human beings, have a right to live freely, and pursue that which motivates us, not because man or some government says so, but because these are God-given natural rights. Ladies and gentlemen, in this last election, we surrendered more of our liberty and property and our ability to pursue happiness than in any election in my lifetime. That's what we did. More particularly, that's what the people who voted for Obama and this Congress did. I've said it before, once you lose liberty, it's almost impossible to get it back. Look at this government. Do they ever look back? Do they ever search their own souls in this government? Do they ever wonder if what they're doing is right? No, they keep plowing ahead. They create the very circumstances that they complain about. They create the very circumstances that they insist compel them to raise our taxes and deny us more and more of our liberty. This is the definition of a soft tyranny. It is out of control. It does not respect the Constitution. We never talk about the Constitution anymore. I don't mean here on this show. We always do. But I mean, you never hear politicians talk about who has the authority to do what the limitations are on the central government. You never hear about it, mostly because they have violated all of them.